I would say the most challenging part of puberty is just feeling awkward, getting acne, and you're just all around, you just feel awkward in your own skin.
The hardest part with dealing for puberty for me is like the confidence.
Going out to the store and buying all the things you need to like cleanse your body, like the certain soaps you need, things to treat your acne, deodorant and like makeup and all those things.
The most challenging part of dealing with puberty for me was thinking that I was like going through it by myself.
Growing really fast. I grew 3 inches in my 8th grade year from 5'6" to 5'9", and it was sort of an adjustment period of being taller than everyone else, taller than all the guys.
Probably in 8th grade, I gained a lot of weight and it happened really fast and I didn't realize it was because of puberty.
The most challenging part of dealing with puberty for me as somebody who identifies as transgender was when my body started to, go through those changes. And as someone going through a female puberty in their head feeling like they, were going to go through a male puberty, it was really tough for me. So eventually I had to find ways of overcoming it both physically and mentally, and that's how I began to love myself again, even if I didn't match what I felt inside.
My biggest worry is if I'm gonna fit in or not. I'm always worried about like how I look different and if people will like that or not.
Not knowing what to expect, because so many people tell you like the horrors of puberty and how bad it is, but once you really know that it's natural and everyone goes through puberty, it's really not as bad as it seems.
My biggest worry about facing puberty is all the voice cracks and voice changes you're having, because if you're singing or performing a musical, it's kind of really weird when someone hears you and everyone's going to look at you because it's just a sound out that no one has heard before. So I kind of just stand there and go silent and just like, and no one really cares anymore because they didn't hear it.
I was already comfortable in my own skin, and then I was changing and I couldn't really do anything about it or stop it or control it. And then I realized that I'm gonna change and then I'm gonna adapt to my new body and I'm gonna love it just like I did before.
Everyone around you looks different than you because some people mature slower than others and some people mature physically faster than others. And no one really talks about puberty, so you don't know if there's something wrong with you or why you look different from other people.
I was very self-conscious when I was walking down the hallway and I maybe like had a pad in. I was thinking like, if I bend over, is somebody going to say something? Is somebody like looking at me and they see something? So I just eventually figured out, nobody cares. Everybody's going through the same thing. Nobody's looking at you. So I just don't care.
The best puberty advice I have received was from my big brother. He told me to be a little more aware of my hygiene as I grow.
So I got a lot of good puberty advice from my health teacher in 9th grade. He was talking about how during puberty, a lot of the brain is developing during this time and it's very easy to make risky decisions. You have to make sure that you're making smart decisions so that it doesn't affect you later in life.
The best puberty advice I received was to perform good hygiene and take care of myself.
The best puberty advice came with my mom giving me a book dealing with puberty. And actually we went through the book and discussed all of the different parts that I had concerns about. And not only did she teach me how to deal with puberty physically and how to take care of myself, but she taught me that even though all of my emotions might be swirling around and I might be facing troubles, I just have to keep being me and being true to myself.
My biggest advice is just to know that it gets better. It does, even if it sounds like it won't, and it feels like it won't, and it feels like it's just lasting your entire life. It does eventually get better.
I would say that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and it does not last forever. You will get through it, and once you do, you'll realize that it wasn't as bad as you thought and everyone went through the same thing.
We're all going through it together, so we kind of just have to bear with it.
In my personal opinion, the way you can overcome it is talking to your parents. And it may be awkward, but they've been in the same position as you.
I overcame it by talking with my mom, and she's also tall, and she gave me a lot of tips and pointers of how to get through daily life and what's different about it.
I realized that everyone goes through the same thing and you're not alone.
I'd probably say to remember good hygiene, because a lot of puberty is just pimples on your face, and you have to remember to wash your face every night, otherwise you could have another embarrassing pimple.
And also remember that everybody's body type is different, so you all mature at different times. And that hair grows anywhere on the body, so be prepared.
It's okay to have hair. Like if you start having hair on your legs, it's okay for a girl to have hair and for a guy to shave it. And like vice versa. Just don't let people go, ew, why don't you shave? And that make you feel like insecure. If you feel comfortable with your body, it's okay.
Also, that if you're feeling a lot of stress about puberty, it's not just because of the body changes that are going on, it's also because of the mind changes going on. You just feel a lot more stressed and you're a lot more anxious during that time.
Well, first I would just tell you that even though everything on the outside might not be looking glamorous and how you might want it to look, inside is what truly matters.
I definitely say that even though it's scary, it's not as awful as it sounds. People start at certain times and that's totally okay. If your one friend got her period and you still haven't and you're worrying about that, that's totally normal, and everyone starts at their own time, and it's nothing to be too terrified about.
The advice I would give to another teen would be, remember you can always go to an adult or someone you trust because they went through it as well.
I would say everyone goes through puberty. It's not just you. So you don't have to feel uncomfortable around other people because most likely they're going through the same thing as you. And throughout puberty, you have to be confident in who you are, stay true to who you are, and love yourself, because as your body changes, you change too, and you'll grow into it. And that's just that. Period.